If while trying to lose weight, you've had a weekend where you've just overeaten and just completely ruined everything, or at least thought that, you thought, why should I even bother anymore? What's the point of even trying? I've ruined everything. You wouldn't be the only one. A lot of people feel this, and a lot of people go through this. I have, you have, your mum probably has, your dad probably has, all this stuff, right? A reason to why this most of the time happens is because of people's plans. It's not actually your fault. It's more your plan's fault 90% of the time. If you are in this 90% where your plan is at fault, it's because your plan's not sustainable. It's restrictive. It cuts out some of those finer things in life, your favorite foods, social events, and valuable time with loved ones. It cuts out the actual enjoyment of exercising and training and enjoying your training. And it takes a lot more effort than needed just to get really average results when you could be doing a lot less with a smarter plan and getting even better results. If I was going to give my best advice to people trying to bounce back from an off day or an off weekend or just an off period in general, is just to accept it and get back on track as soon as you can. If it's, one off day or one off weekend, get back on track from the next day. Just accept it, enjoy the day, and move on. Of course, it sounds easier said than done, and this is where you need to have a plan in place that you can be confident that you're going to get results in. And this is what I'm going to dive into a bit more throughout this video. So I want to talk about a bit of my experience and why I'm covering this topic today. When I was younger, I did have health issues due to poor nutrition, all this yada yada. But I had health issues, and the way of fixing this was jumping on a restrictive diet, low FODMAP, which did help after a few years of feeling sick. But being on this restrictive diet meant that I could never ever go out to social events. I wasn't allowed to touch food that was even slightly processed. It was very clean, whole eating, which was great. Like, I was eating healthy, I was looking great. But when I recovered and I could do all this stuff again, I thought I wasn't able to. I just thought I was some sort of freak that wasn't able to do that stuff. Otherwise, I would get sick. And this was annoying because I had fear of missing out. I was watching all my mates. Mind you, I was about like 16, 17 at the time. I was watching all my mates go out and eat whatever they want while I was the one getting sick. But that's not the point of the video. Basically, my perception of what being healthy was ruined by this illness, right? And it got to a point where I was about 18, as you do when you turn 18, your friends start going out to the clubs and all that, and that's sort of all you want to do. But I still had fitness goals that I was trying to achieve, right? I was still in the gym all the time, and I was still, doing bulks and cuts and all this stuff. But because of my past experiences with diet, I thought I had to be perfect all the time. So when it got to this point where I really want to start going out with my mates and all that, I sort of went crazy when it got to the weekends. I would eat perfectly during the week when I was working my physical warehouse job, and that was fun. Look, I didn't mind doing that, but as soon as it got to the weekend or just Friday afternoon, it was hammer time. I went to Subway, got like 6-pack of chocolate chip cookies, smashed them down, went and had a lot of alcohol, went and ordered pizza on the same day, and that was sort of repeated across the whole weekend. It sucked as well because I was spending so much money, so there was two sort of ends to it. My nutrition wasn't great, I wasn't hitting my fitness goals, and then I was spending a lot of money, which was not great for my finances. Obviously, I was having some great times with my mates, but I definitely could have done that spending less and in different ways. But I was also sacrificing my own happiness because I wasn't getting the results that I was after, and I wasn't as such in the shape that I wanted to be. So I thought to myself, there's got to be a way that, I can still keep that balance without overdoing it, make the effort that I'm putting in worth the results. So I was like, surely there's ways I can still eat my favorite foods during the week, so it would stop that restriction and those intense cravings leading into the weekend and that just temptation just to go crazy and eat pizza every day. And I found a way, and ultimately that is what I have created the Landon Quinn coaching program around, and that is how we are helping our clients that you can see currently on the screen lose 5 to 10 kilos guaranteed in their first 90 days on the program while still eating their favorite foods, still attending social events, and not burning out from exercise, doing some extreme workout challenges. They're doing training they actually enjoy. And the advice that I give to them after they have an off day, because it does happen, they do have off days, I have off days, is to not restrict themselves even harder. Because the only issue after, having an off day and trying to make some superhero attempt to do stuff that you haven't even done before and is beyond your limits just to make up for it. So for example, you might overeat on Sunday and then Monday stuff it. I'm starving myself. It's only going to lead to more intense cravings later in the week because you starved yourself and you're just going to overeat again. The best thing for you to do is just get back on track with what you normally do, what is sustainable to you, and move on from there and get going. Stop punishing yourself with workouts. Stop trying to go and do an hour on the treadmill and burn off all the calories. Just accept it. It does happen. Look, one or 2 days isn't going to make you a bloody whale and put on 20 kilos. Realistically, you probably didn't even put on weight. You might have just slightly dialed into the weight that you should have been losing last week and made it more of a maintenance week. But in saying that, you probably haven't gained weight. Or on the other end of things, if you have started Monday and Tuesday pretty well, but then Wednesday was a bit of an off day, the middle week shambles, don't let this determine the whole rest of your week. Don't just think, well, the first 2 days were great, but I've completely ruined it with Wednesday, so what's the point of even trying? And then you go and make the whole rest of the week terrible, which in this case, you probably would put on weight. Don't do that. Just if you were to get back on track for the rest of the week and just have that one-off day on Wednesday, you would probably still lose weight as long as every other day is great. You don't have to make up for anything. You just stick to the plan as normal. You would still lose weight. So what should you do instead? As I mentioned, get back to your normal eating, your normal calorie, your normal protein goals. Remind yourself that stuff-ups are simply a part of the progress, and it's better for you just to get back on track straight away than turning one bad day into 10,000 bad days, right? And of course, if you've got a plan that you're confident in, remind yourself that, hey, this plan's been working, I've been losing weight, it's possible, one-off day is not going to hurt this. I can easily just get back on track over the next few days and start seeing results again. And for those of you who are asking what a good and sustainable fat loss plan looks like, I'm going to give you this now. In my eyes, a sustainable fat loss plan is going to include your favorite foods, so you should be able to include your favorite foods on a daily basis, eating them in moderation, of course, controlled portion. You're probably wondering, how do you go about that? Well, on our program, we use our 20-set shop approach, which basically means that of your daily calorie goal, say it's about 2,000 that you're eating on a daily basis, you can use 20% of that daily calorie goal to use on more snacky and indulgent foods that don't really support our nutritional goals. So 20% would be about 400 calories in the case if your calories is 2,000. And then the rest, the 1,600 or the 80%, is going to be used on foods that support our calorie and protein goals. Another way that you can also create a sustainable plan and prepare for the weekends better is using our calorie booster approach. So what this means is, if you have an event on the weekend, let's say Sunday you have mum's birthday dinner and you want to save up some extra calories. I'm always using mum's birthday dinner as an example, as you guys have probably seen in previous videos. But yeah, say for example you want to save up an extra 1,000 calories for Sunday, or over 1,000 calories, right? During the week, you need to cut your calories by 100 to 200. It'd need to be about 200 from Monday to Saturday. That means you would be saving 200 calories a day, which over the course of 6 days would be 1,200. That means on Sunday, you now have 1,200 extra calories on top of your normal daily calorie goal to use. If your daily calorie goal was like 2,000 or something lower, that means you'll have over 3,000 calories to use, which is plenty if you use it right. Focusing on protein and fiber and volume. It's all well and good being in a calorie deficit, but if you are starving after every meal, how sustainable is that going to be? It's only when it gets till the weekend and you're starving after every meal and you think, stuff it, what's the point? This is taking too much effort. It's too hard to stick to. I've got better food that I can be eating. You might be at a social event where people are eating pizza and all this stuff, and you're just like, what's the point? I'll be fine. I'm just gonna eat that stuff. I'll be fine. I'll just have this one meal, then I'll feel full, and then I'll be sweet to go on about myself as usual. But if you change it up and you focus on high protein meals with good volume for lower calories and also high fiber, you're going to feel more full because these nutrients are more satiating and they will keep you fuller and more satisfied for longer. Of course, I would be lying if I told you that you're not going to be a bit hungry while in a calorie deficit. It's what's going to happen, but you should not be starving. In terms of the social events, yeah, we used our calorie booster approach, but there's also other ways that we can plan better for social events as well, such as searching up the menus online of where you're going to eat. If you know where you're eating on the weekend, go search up the online menu and nutritional information and make an informed meal decision that suits your calories best. And make sure that it's something that you are going to enjoy eating and not like just a salad that you're absolutely going to hate. Try and pick something that you will enjoy a bit, but it will still support your nutritional goals. If it's something that probably won't support your goals, then you can do some calorie boosting for it. But apart from that, I think planning in advance is going to be everyone's best friend. Preparation is key, especially with fat loss and with everything else in life, but especially with fat loss. So just a quick recap of our video. Messing up does not mean that you should just ultimately quit. Get yourself onto a plan that you can trust and is going to get your results, and then that 1 or 2 off days is going to mean nothing, because you can be confident that results are coming as long as you get back on track and put on the work. If you're still a bit confused on how you'd put together a bit more of a sustainable fat loss plan after today's video, we do have our Summer Shred Beginner's Fat Loss Guide, which you can go get a free copy of if you just message me on Instagram at laneyquinn.coaching and just message me the word guide, and then I'll send you a free copy of this. You can also hit the link directly in my bio to take you to my Instagram. And if you enjoy helpful fat loss content just like this,